check. K6USY Delta Mike 06.
Yeah, it's working, Aaron.
Oh, I know. I'm listening to myself.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Yeah, I just got to do the audio check to make sure I'm making it all the way to YouTube. So we're good, and I'm gonna check in with Mike real quick, and then I'm gonna go do yard work as the sun goes down because now it's a little bit cooler outside.
Yeah, it is. I'm not. I need to go out and push the lawnmower around, but I'm just not that ambitious.
Yeah, I go out every weekend, but I do the backyard one week and the front yard the other week, so it makes it a little bit easier. I used to do all of it in one weekend, but then I'd be out there for 4 hours.
Yeah, no, you're going about it the right way.
Well, the even better way is to pay somebody else to do it.
Well, maybe when the kids are a little older.
Yeah, I'm almost getting to the point where we might hire somebody. We'll see. I need to talk to my neighbors.
Well, you have no shortage of Mexicans that just love to do that kind of work.
Are they documented?
That I couldn't swear to one way or the other.
Oh yeah, I don't know. It might get harder to find somebody good.
Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Cliff's got a line on some, but they don't do it. They just do weed eating.
Yeah, I don't need that. I mean, I'll trim the bushes and the roses and take care of the garden and stuff. It's just I want someone to fertilize, cut the lawn, edge, and then I don't know, maybe cut some weeds down. But I usually try to keep the weeds under control. I'm actually kind of glad that it's warming up because the down here the weeds aren't as bad once it gets warm and the ground gets dry. Because we're using drip, for all the plants and stuff. So the water really only goes, where it needs to go. So the rest of the ground gets dry and the weeds just go away.
Well, it's been a bad year for that up here, though. I mean, we sprayed, we've had them cut down, and still they're coming back.
Oh, yeah, no, it's been a fun spring. I mean, if I don't stay on top of it, it gets terrible.
Well, fortunately, I live out in the country. You live in a neighborhood where they frown on shaggy grass in the front yard, probably.
There is no HOA down here. You should see some of the white trash front yards that are in this neighborhood. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, you turn around and there's like 3-foot weeds in the front yard.
Okay, and how many of them got a couple of cars sitting in the front lawn?
That's against code enforcement. Most of the time I leave people alone. But I had a neighbor who parked the front of a semi-trailer, well, not the trailer, but the actual tractor, like the actual engine of an 18-wheeler on their front lawn. Yeah, I took a picture of that and sent it into the city. Anything else, I just let people, I don't care. People can do whatever they want on their properties. I just don't want to see an 18-wheeler on someone's front lawn.
Well, yeah, especially when he could have just parked it in front.
Well, they didn't do that because you're not allowed to park 18-wheelers on the street in the city of Fresno. So they thought that they would get around it by putting it on their front yard, which is also against the rules.
Oh, okay, now I get it. Oh, boy. I don't know why it should be illegal to park it. If you wanted to park in front of your house at the curb, that's ridiculous.
Well, in these neighborhoods, there's no room. But, if you want to park your 18-wheeler in one of the dead spaces at the end of the street, where there's actually room, I don't care. And every once in a while, there's guys that will bring their rigs into the neighborhood for a couple hours because they're getting ready to, go on the road. That I don't care about. Yeah, on this street, yeah, you're lucky. I mean, I can barely get 2 cars in front of my house.
Oh, they made it narrow, huh?
Well, and the houses are relatively close together. Fortunately, we live on the corner, so we got tons of parking on the side street. Well, as long as you don't park in the front of the fire hydrant. I actually had to have the city come out and paint the curb red because everybody kept parking in front of the fire hydrant.
Yeah, and there's nobody around to give them a ticket.
Yeah, they don't care. And when I told the city, they're like, oh, yeah, we'll come out and paint it red. We don't normally do that because they're not supposed to park there. I'm like, yeah, I know they're not supposed to park there, but they do it anyways.
Yeah, and you're right. If the curb's red, they're less likely to do it. You can always just do it yourself if the city doesn't do it.
Oh, they did. They came out and painted it in like a week. I probably need to have them come paint it again because it's kind of faded. But, the city was actually pretty quick about it.
Wow. And did it slow down the illegal parking?
Yes, sir, it did. Now I just wish that they would extend it all the way in front of the mailboxes so people don't park in front of the mail. But we're not going to go too crazy. If we do that, then like half the parking would be gone.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. You're liable to start a war. Well, what is it? Mike should be here. Where is he? He's probably eating.
Mike's here.
Let's see if Rob's in here. KM6SRR, K6U.
There he is, but his whistle isn't working too good. That's better.
I figured as much. Yeah, I just have to turn all the switches on. Good evening, guys. K6USY and KG6CEC, Charlie Echo Fox, K6MYC.
Yeah, good evening, Mike. Yeah, K6USY 1079 and Bozo 1100. And I will be listening from afar because I'm going to go do some yard work where it's now 91 degrees outside, so now it's not as hot as it was earlier. So I'll be listening from afar, K6USY.
Yeah, it's cooled way down.
Yeah, I figured taking the girls to the movie theater this afternoon was a better idea than doing yard work.
Movie theater's air conditioned.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, it was nice and cold at the movie theater. Okay, we'll catch you guys later. K6USY.
Okay, Mike, you got me checked in. I met Rob today.
You're not alive today?
No, I said I met Rob today.
Oh, okay, good. What'd you do with Rob?
I bought that box off of him.
Okay, at a speech processor?
Yeah, except that I'm having a problem. I'm going to have to call their support line because I can't make it work.
Oh.
I've been over it 3 times. I put all the jumpers where they're supposed to go inside, and it won't key up the radio.
I'll be darned.
Oh, they got a squawk line. I'll get it.
Yeah, who makes it?
MFJ. At least it's made in the United States.
Okay, well, MFJ's out of business, I heard.
Oh, really? Oh, boy. Well, I guess I'll find out when I try to call the help numbers.
Yeah, you may. Anyway, who else do we have in here? It's just about net time here. K6MYC Bozo Net 2 meters beaming south down San Joaquin Valley, but I'll take check-ins from anybody that can get to me.
KK6, ZKE 704, Kilo 1042, 1042.
Okay, I heard 3 or 4 of you there. Let's see, KK6ZKE, I got you, Terry, 704. Who was the other? I heard a couple of others, something with a 42 or something.
1042, 1042, Kilo Charlie 6, November, Kilo. 1042, we got you, buddy. Rob.
Yeah, I got KC6 Kilo 6 November Kilo Charlie, but I didn't get your number. You're saying your number really funny, and I just can't get it. So say your number again.
Yeah, no worries. It's 1042, 1042.
Oh, 1042. Okay, where are you located?
We're in Barstow, Delta Mike 14, DM 14.
Okay. I didn't hear 1040, did I? It said 1040. Give me the number one more time, because it sounds like somebody else's number that belongs up here. Over.
Okay, Mike, I'm hearing the other speaker station out here, but 1042, number 2, 1042, if you can hear me.
Well, there you go, 1042. I was not hearing the 2. I kept hearing 1040 and then not the 2 on the end. I got it now. Thank you.
I talked to him earlier, KI682, but he's probably listening. Yeah, are you out there?
Yeah, well, you got a good signal from Barstow. You're doing fine up here. There is some QSB, but not bad. Anyway, good evening. K6MYC, Bozo 47.
1004. We got some of that also. Thanks for checking in. How you doing tonight?
And John hasn't decided to go horizontal and point up this way yet, so we'll stand by. I got you, Terry. Is there anybody else locally here? K6MYC, Bozo Net.
Well, I heard you guys talking earlier, Jimmy. You were about you had the sprinkler service in Cosmo site.
My goodness, we're empty tonight, huh? 1009. We got 1040. I got a whole bunch of guys. KM6SRR 432. Rob? Rob may be picking up his wife at the airport or something. Or maybe he's down with the coughs.
Thanks for checking in, Jimmy.
QRZ 2 meters, QRZ 2 meter Bozo Net, Northern and Central California, kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, beaming south at 150 or so, down to Lake Isabella and Los Angeles. This is K6MYC, Bozo 47, standing by. Wow. Terry, why don't you pick it up and tell me what you've been up to this weekend other than trying to stay out of the heat?
Well, that's pretty much it. Staying out of the heat. And, well, I got a few things done. I'm trying to clean the garage again.
Well, that's a never-ending thing. You get it all cleaned up, then you start a project, and you get it all messed up, and you got to start all over again cleaning it up. I spend all day, sort of, in a lot of different ways, being diverted to 20 different directions, but I spent all day on the back patio, which wasn't too bad. I was out of the sun anyway. But we've got people coming in, not this coming week, but the next week after that. So I was trying to get things sort of spiffed up so we could spend a minimal amount of time getting the backyard sorted out and the tables cleared and all the miscellaneous stuff put away that's collected over the summer. Anyway, that's what we did too. So it was kind of a useful but useless day. A lot of little side projects that I'm working on. We got gopher problems up in the front at the driveway, and I came up with some pots. We've got some pots that are about 12 to 15 inches in diameter and about 6 inches deep. And I'm going to put all my plants in those pots, bury the pots halfway, and that'll probably keep the gophers from coming in through the iron mesh that I've got underneath the ground there. They get in between the mesh and the dirt and the top, I guess, in the last 6 inches, and they do all their work in there. But I did mesh the bottom. It didn't seem to help. I meshed the bottom and the sides, so they must crawl in there at night and start digging.
Man, I don't need gophers, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised they're so desperate. We had a pig invasion last night, so my front yard's all plowed up. They were rooting for whatever. That's what happens when we've got a very bad year here in the field because we didn't get much rain in April and May. So there's the marshes and the wet spots have all dried up. Now the only wet spots are left on Mikey's lawn. Over.
Well, that I wouldn't need down here on the Audubon here.
Yeah, you haven't got too much problem with pigs there. They have to fight their way through too many fences. Here it's just open land, and they have to commute about a mile or 3/4 of a mile to get up here. But boy, when they find wet sod, they're looking for it. They're happy campers. QRZ Ed Bozo Net looking south, east, west, and north. K6MYC. Anybody?
KM6SRR, number 432.
There he is. How are you doing? Did you get Candy today?
Oh, no, she's still over there in the Azores. I think in 2 days she'll travel over to Spain for a retreat, and then she'll be back about a week or so after that.
Yeah, okay. Well, you're sounding a little less hoarse tonight.
Yeah, I started using this flu and cold stuff that kind of goes after the cough and the sinus plugged up and that kind of stuff, and it sort of helps.
Oh, good. We've got just a few checked in. Have you been here from the beginning?
No, I was caught over, and I realized at the time Ken and some of the others, Pat, are having an old-time thing about the old 6-meter net they used to call and talking about all the guys. So I was listening for a while until I realized I was late, so I came right over.
Okay, 1079, 1100, 704, 47. 1042 from Barstow checked in. That's a new one for us, 1042. And let's see, what else? Yourself? I must have one more in here. Oh, KG6 Charlie Echo Fox is here.
Okay, yep. I just saw Daryl today at lunch. We handed off that microphone equalizer.
Okay. We're very light tonight. I guess the heat's knocking the hell out of people here.
Or they got light and they're out doing work.
Well, that's the other thing. Matt and Scott are down in the valley. They're trying to do the last range test on the last antennas at 900 megs. They got all the others done finally by about 9 o'clock last night. So they started at 5 this evening, which was a good time because it's cooling in a little bit at that point, and they thought they could get it done in about 3 hours. So hopefully they did a preliminary on 900, and it seemed like the gain was where it should be. So they just have to run the pattern and then change the polarity, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a complicated bunch of measurements that they have to make and somewhat time-consuming. So it takes a while to get through it. We're going to have to do the same thing in 2 weeks when the Italians come over.
Okay, they actually got the customers there monitoring what they're doing, huh?
Yeah, well, there was a couple of things. We had a few ground reflections that were causing problems on the horizontally and polarized antennas. Horizontal antennas were getting a little reflection from the ground, and it was canceling out some of the signal. So the horizontals and antennas and are identical, so they should be the same in terms of gain, but they were down 2 or 3 dB. And once they got the range adjusted so that there was no ground reflections and the gain on the horizontals matched up with the vertical set. Vertical doesn't matter where you were, height-wise or anything else, because they don't see the ground, but the horizontals see the ground.
This is KG6USS up here in the high desert, Bozo 831, looking for contacts over on the...
Hey, Rob, I haven't been able to get that thing to work.
And anybody want to check in the Sunday night Bozo Net for Southern California, KG6USS, Bozo 831, hello.
Okay, KG6USS, K6MYC, Bozo 47. Bozo 47 for you, John. We got your 831. And over to you, Rob, KM6SRR, and Charlie Echo Fox gave you a quick burst, but you can talk to him in a minute. Over.
Yeah, I heard Daryl. Hang on a minute. Yeah, how you doing there, John? KG6USS, KM6SR, number 432.
Roger. Mike and Rob got you loud and clear over here in the high desert. Changed a little bit on my pitch on my vertical, or my horizontal here, and pointed it up a little bit higher. So hopefully you're hearing me a little bit better there. Copy?
Sounds pretty much like normal, I guess. Sometimes you're up and down a little bit.
Well, we have to watch it over time, John, because you've got less flutter, and I think it makes the copy a little bit easier there. So less flutter is helping. That may be a factor of height. It's usually not, but it can be depending on what other pattern and what other stuff your horizontal antenna sees out there to reflect off of. Anyway, good evening to you. I don't know if there's anybody else here that can check in with you. Anybody else want to say hello to John down there in the high desert? Delta Mike 14, KG6USS. This is K6MYC standing by. Anybody?
Kilo 6 Mike India, number 2, what am I, 711. There we go.
Did you hear that, John?
Hey, 711, I understand that CRS syndrome, brother. But I got you on the log there. Roger.
Very good. Yeah, that's 1 or 2, but we'll be in DMO 5 for the contest in 2 weeks.
Yeah, not a problem. Yeah, like I say, I had to change the pitch on my horizontal here. It was pointing down a little bit, so I pulled it back, and hopefully that makes a big difference. But right now the band patterns are not good whatsoever. I understand that. So we'll have to try to put it up another few feet and pitch it back a little bit more. All right, thanks for checking in, 711. Anybody else out there in the San Joaquin Valley for 831 here in the high desert? Hello.
John, we're very light tonight. We hardly have any check-ins so far, and all the big guns are not in here for sure. So far we're dry. Over.
Oh, well, yeah, at least I got you guys, all three of you. That's a good deal. I'm glad you told me what you told me about the less flutter. That makes a little bit difference on my signal to you. Because I know like I say, the end of my antenna was pointing down a little bit. Not much, but just enough. And I thought that was probably what was causing the flutter.
Well, it seems better. All I can tell you, at least tonight, you have no flutter, and you're much easier copy for me. Much better for Q5. And the hollowness and what we were experiencing before is somewhat gone. There's a little bit left, but it's not affecting me. So you're clear as a bell to my ears, and quite Q5, John. So there you go. What are you hearing on him, Rob? About the same?
Yeah, about the same.
There you go.
Yeah, well, we still have more work to do. We'll get this station straightened out and make it a lot better. And anyway, thanks for checking in, guys. I appreciate it. And I'm going to go back to my net controller and in Southern California here. KG6USS, Bozo 831, 73, y'all.
Roger, 73, John. Take care. KG6USS, K6MYC clear, and QRZ for Bozo check-ins in Northern and Central California.
WB6JNP.
Yeah, good evening, Dave. WB6JNP 107. How are you?
I am doing well, and I have a request for you. If you happen to have laying around someplace a pair of headphones, I'm trying to locate an old 2,000 ohm impedance set of headphones. I've got a project that they would do better than the normal 8 ohm.
Well, I have one pair, but they're antiques, and I don't want to get rid of them. You could have them to try them if you like, to make sure everything does what it wants. But I use them with my crystal set that I have, which is the other antique on the shelf. Over.
Okay, well, I wouldn't want to break up the set because I save stuff like that. But I figured who would have an old set of headphones just laying around, and of course you were my first thought.
Yeah, Right. Well, these are the old ones. They didn't have any cushions. They didn't have anything but hard-ass Bakelite and a double headband that goes over the top, and it's adjustable. The earphones are adjustable up and down, and they got little rockers in them, so they tilt for the angle of your ears and so on. But they're very crude, round Bakelite, and not too good to wear more than an hour when it's sweaty.
Well, I know how that goes. Well, I remember from the broadcast days, we always were told that headphones had to be 1,000 ohm impedance or higher because the way the consoles would load the output. So that was one of the things. But these are actually going for a Geiger counter, and I'm sure that 1,000, 2,000 ohm impedance. What I may try to locate over in my junk box someplace is an old telephone handset, and if I can find a old telephone set, I can always take the earphone out of it and modify an existing. So I've got options, but I just thought you may have one laying around.
Yeah, well, I don't. And if I did, the only pair I had was the last pair I had. I think they finally failed. The cords failed so many times I just got rid of them. I think I gave them away or something. But they were low impedance, so they wouldn't do you any good anyway.
Well, I can always put a transformer on it and, just use a regular 8 ohm and, run it through a transformer, and that'll help out too. But I don't know that the impedance is really that critical. But all I know is that there's no volume control on it, and so it was, whatever you ended up with.
Yeah. Well, these were Sennheisers. Does that ring a bell? Sennheiser hearing headphones?
Oh yeah, I've got several pair of Sennheisers, except they're 8 ohm.
Yeah, that's it. Big cushions. The cushions rotted out after a while, but. Anyway, they did me well for a long time before hearing aids came into being.
Well, if you bump into anybody or hear of anybody that has an old set laying around, keep me in mind.
Okay, well, I'll maybe remember to ask when I get to the Bay Area, and I'll ask again when I get to the Sacramento area. I never know. All right, Dane, good to hear you. Thank you for popping in here. KEB6 WB6JNP, I should say K6MYC QRZ Bozo Net, looking toward getting to Atascadero here. Go ahead, guys.
KM6SRR.
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, Daryl, what was your traffic? Go ahead.
He just said that the speech processor you got from you didn't work. He can't get it to key the radio.
Huh, that's interesting. It was all wrapped new in the bag. It's never been opened.
Well, he's going to call the support line if there is such a thing. It's an MFJ. I think MFJ's out of business, but they may still have a semblance of a support line over.
Yeah, I think they're doing something like that, but they still have the website, so you might be able to get something off there too.
Anyway, that's what he wanted to tell you.
Okay, I received it. I'll talk to him later if he wants. KM6SR, back to net.
Well, there's nothing you can do if they were brand new and had never been used. And the jumpers and everything that he put in, maybe he just made a mistake, or maybe he's missing one little link that is the key. Somebody online, probably if you go to YouTube, you might find somebody that's made the same mistake and then found the answer.
Yeah, it had all the stuff there. I don't know, there's a whole bunch of those suitcase jumpers in the bag in there, and had a power supply thing with the one end open that you put up to something. I don't know if it was 12 volt or 24 volt. That could be a goof up if you don't find out. But the manual was there, so it should have everything you need to do to set it up there.
Yeah, well, I'm waiting for him to comment, but apparently he's gone back in the house for a bit. I haven't heard Dave for quite a few days now. I wonder if Dave's having a very bad time physically. And how's my signal up here? anybody talked to Dave, K6VBG, lately?
No, I haven't. We're supposed to have our little club check-in tonight. We'll see if he shows up.
Okay, Daryl, Rob's here. You can make the comment about what you had with the little microprocessor, speech processor. I mean, go ahead.
Oh, Rob, I just, no matter what I did with the instructions, and I try it, I can't get it to work. I can't get it to key the radio. I hope I can call the helpline. I hope there's still somebody at the other end.
Well, the biggest and best helpline usually is YouTube.
With something in between.
You guys doubled. What'd you say, Rob?
I didn't know that it keyed the radio. Of course, I don't know anything about them, but I thought it was in between the mic and the radio.
Well, it has to pass the key line through.
It was made, but no. It's made so that you can plug a modular or an 8-pin plug in the front, and it's modular out the back. Period. And you have the wires have to pass through it. And if you don't get the jumpers inside just right, it doesn't work. So I'll figure it out.
Okay, it should be good shape because it was new in the packaging, never been opened out of there.
Oh yeah, no, I hope there's nothing wrong with it. I don't think there is. Although I did find that the diagrams were incorrect, but I'll figure it out.
Okay, that's good. And you know, of course, what it stands for, right?
No.
MFJ, Mighty Fine Junk.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I heard that before.
Well, you got a good deal on that Mighty Fine Junk, so I guess that's okay.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not kicking. No, sir.
All right, one last call before we go to Atascadero. QRZ up and down the San Joaquin Valley or any place within the sound of my 1,500-watt voice. K6MYC, Southern and Northern and Central California Bozo Net, calling and listening.
Whiskey 6, Papa Echo.
Whiskey 6, Papa Echo. You're so weak, I can't believe it, but I got you 620, and we'll come around in your direction. I won't be able to copy you very well here, Mike, over.
No problem. I'll wait till you aim it my way. 760.
Okay. I got you, Mike. Anyway, anybody else before we go toward Atascadero? K6MYC, Bozo Net, 2 meters. Okay, rotating now to 211 for me. Atascadero, okay, W6QUI, Atascadero, or KN6EIV, Atascadero, K6MYC, and the group calling in, standing by.
Yeah, very good, Mike. Yeah, good evening, W6QUI, Bozo 1055, and we have another station here. On his own to check in. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mike, this is Kilo November 6, Echo India Victor, Eric in the Atascadero. The Bozo number is 1044.
Roger, Eric, very good. Good evening to you. 1044, we got you. Pretty good signal. You're coming in, you must be calling in from your home QTH because you're weaker than Ron, but still Q5, over.
I wish I was, but I'm up on the hill with the smaller antenna. Yeah, let me, I'll just say things. I might be a little bit stronger here in a second.
Well, You're coming in quite well. Again, it's a little weaker than Ron, but that would be expected from the mobile there. You're doing well. Thank you for checking in. Good to hear you. And are you all ready for Father's Day next weekend?
I don't have any kids, so no Father's Day for me, and my father's passed.
Oh, okay. I don't think it's next weekend, come to think of it. I think it's the 15th of June, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right, Judy? Father's Day, 15th of June? Yeah, right in the middle of our contest, our ARRL VHF contest. Not a good choice for Father's Day or vice versa. They could have moved the contest away from that weekend, but that's the way it goes. Anyway, good evening to you, Eric, and thank you. And back to you, Ron. And then we'll see if anybody else wants to say hi. There's hardly anybody here except Rob that can get over to you there. John's here, K6MI, but I'm not sure where he is. 1055 and 1044 there. Okay. W6QUI, K6MYC with Judy in the background here.
Okay, well, good evening to Judy, your bookkeeper, log keeper, or whatever. Yeah, she's doing a great job for you. Yeah, it's kind of funny. The wind let up, so Eric backed his truck up and drove up here. Now it's blowing between 25 and 30 miles an hour again. The fog is just blowing in like mad. Cold and miserable out there. So talk about diverse weather. We sure get it over here.
For sure. It was just 99 here today.
Well, let's see. My high at the house was 71.
Woo-wee. All righty.
At the museum, I was out there for a few hours. It got pretty warm, but the wind kicked in and popped it down. Yeah, it really helped here. Knocked the heck out of it. Started off trying to get hot, but it nipped it in the bud right away.
Are you suffering from a cold or something? Your audio changed or something all of a sudden. It's a little difficult to understand you. Over.
Oh, something like that. I don't know why it's doing that. This rig drifts a little too. You know, it's how old is this thing? This thing is 60-some years old, I think. Back in the analog days.
Oh crap! No wonder.
Right. Have to be patient with old things.
I just normally haven't had any issues with you, and all of a sudden you kind of sounded like you were muffled. Your highs are rolled off, or you're over-modulating or something. I can't get a handle on it. But the audio is mushing just a tad. But it may be just band conditions, Ron. If Eric doesn't hear it, then it's probably not real. W6QUI with KN6EIV. How about you, Eric? What do you hear?
Now, and maybe it's my radio, but for band conditions, like you say, I feel like you're a little bit low right now.
Wow, you must have changed something. You're way, way down now.
I think the band's going haywire on us. You got the amp on, it looks like. Negative. Oh, okay. Yeah, you're 35 over 9 here. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, I had it on for a second and then turned it off.
Yeah, okay. Well, Mike was copying you anyway. You got a 4-element beam, which has a little bit of gain. Okay, well, let's keep rolling there. Check in the north, I guess. And by the way, Wednesday when you went north, I was still pointed at your direction, and I could copy Tom up there perfectly with the antenna still pointed to the east. The band conditions were really, really good that day.
Yes, they were very strong. Everybody was up by an extra 10 dB or so. He was probably bouncing off of something in the Sierras that you were hearing up here. Anyway, outstanding. Yeah, you were very strong that day, too. All right, 7-3s, guys. Eric, thanks for being there. Thanks for driving up to the hill. And the 4 elements working well, but I'm pretty sure that it's more location than anything else. Here we go, up to the Bay Area. W6QUI, KM6EIV, K6MYC. Rob, are you still there?
Yep, just waiting to say hello to the guys there. How you doing, Ron and Eric? I can hear you both really loud and clear.
Yeah, hi, Rob. Yeah, you get your usual signal over here.
Hey, Rob, how you doing?
Doing good. Ron's down a little and Eric's louder. That's interesting.
That is interesting.
Anyway, your portal setup's working great, Eric. We appreciate all the effort you put out there. And I'll turn it back over to Ned. 73, guys.
Yeah, 7-3, Rob.
Okay, 7-3, Eric and Ron, and we'll see you guys. Let's see. Tuesday, I guess. We'll look for you Tuesday on 1296, Ron.
Yeah, I'll be there.
All righty, I'll tell Bill to get his act in gear and point at you.
Well, it worked last week.
Yeah, I heard you guys exchanged 60 dB over 9 signal report.
I can't believe how well he hears me over there with my low power.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, he'll be here probably. Going towards Santa Cruz. Here we go. Okay, 6MYC Bozo Net looking up towards Santa Cruz and Watsonville. Bozo what?
803.
Oh boy, I got some noise. Let me put the blanker on just a second.
803, Mike. I think that's KM6HK.
Yeah, now I got it. Dan, 803. Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, I must be in one of your no.
Oh, it's just that I was rotating up toward the Bay Area, and that's where I pick up my friend with the solar inverter that's making noise. Over.
Oh, I see. I understand. Okay, right. Well, I just thought I'd check in and put course gold on the map.
Well, you're not late, but you're not early either. Rob is here, KM6SRR, KG6 Charlie Echo Fox, and your neighbor there, 107, is Dane. He's here as well.
Okay, sounds good. Well, I'll just listen out.
Thank you, Dan. Thanks for checking in. You might check in with Frank. He was supposed to be down today, but he's got an infected tooth. An abscessed tooth in the front of his face. He's been working at the dentist, and somehow he picked up another infection. So he's in bad shape there. I thought he would be in today, but he's probably still obviously got an infection and doesn't want to push it over.
I'm sorry to hear that. Well, he needs to get the antibiotics in his veins.
Well, he's working with the dentist. He's got an appointment every Friday. To get new teeth, but everything that he's tried to do so far has gone wrong. They put the mold in his mouth. They made a rubber mold, and when they took the mold out, they broke another tooth. So then they had to pull that, and that swelled him up for 2 or 3 more days, and just going on and on. Over.
Yeah, it all sounds miserable. Well, give him my best if you talk to him.
Yeah, I'll probably talk to him in the morning. Thanks, Dan. All right, anybody else? Where am I pointed here?
1175. Juliet Sugar Mike. Bozo Net is 1192.
Okay, I got 1192. Who is 1192? I can't remember the call.
Kilowatt Bravo 6. Juliet Sugar Mike. John in San Jose.
Okay, B6 Sugar Mike Charlie 192. 1192?
That is correct. 1192.
Good evening to you. I didn't think I was up that far already. And I heard also Mike in there. Mike, good evening to you. KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie 775. Go ahead, Mike.
Good evening, Mike and the group. KB6 WFC here in Daly City. Charlie Mike 87. Bozo number 775.
That's your 775, and very nice and loud on 2 meters again tonight. Boy. Path on 2 meters between you and I has been very good lately. So you're doing good. Thank you, Mike. Anything to report up there? Is it temperature? You must have fog up there tonight?
It's currently 53 degrees and it's been overcast most of the day, but we did have some sunshine in the afternoon for a little while.
We had some sunshine too. It's currently 93 in the shack here, over.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like it toasty.
W6PQL.
I'm sorry, I missed the last comments. Who was that?
W6PQL.
Oh, W6PQL. Hang on a second, John. Let me finish with John over there. John, go ahead and take one from the San Jose area there. K6MYC and the Bozo Net standing by.
Doing pretty good. I'm using a different amplifier, a RF Kintronics amplifier. So it's only put out about 200 watts. And I can actually hear you at an S8 directly. The antenna is like pointed north, but I'm getting you off like a reflection, so it seems to be working a lot more better.
You're louder here now too, John. Thank you. Good signal. And good to have you check in 1192. You're one of the more recent Bozo members, so it's good to have you checking in there. I don't think we've gone much past 1193. There may be a couple of new ones down in the LA area, but up here we've got 1193 as the latest, and that's over a month ago. So good to hear you. Thank you. And over to you, Jim. W6 Papa Queen London. Go ahead.
177. Okie doke. Yeah, well, boy, we had a big shift in the weather over here, too, just like everybody else along the coast. 93 yesterday, I think, and 93 the day before, and today it was 72, I think. So it dropped about 21 degrees. My air conditioner went out on those hot days. The first day it worked fine, and went to turn it on the second day, and the compressor wouldn't run. I guess after 20 years, you got to replace that capacitor in there, which is what I did today, and it's running fine again. But boy, I sure could have used it last night. Go ahead, Mike.
I know how that is. I sleep pretty well. I just take less and less covers and less clothing, and when I go to bed, I'm almost I'm naked. Except for a modesty towel across the middle. Ha ha. She's laughing. Anyway, yeah, that's how I stay cool, and then a wet washcloth to wipe my forehead. All right, very good, Jim. I hope it cools off like that for us tomorrow. Wouldn't break my heart, I'll tell you.
Yeah, there's not much you can do when it gets too hot except peel off clothing, and you can only go so far with that. All right, 73's Mike, K6MYC, W6PQL.
Well, at that point, you just have to start drinking a lot of ice water and letting those ice cubes, put one on your chest and watch it melt and trickle down to your belly button. Over.
Yeah. I forgot to take a dip in the pool before I came in. That would help.
Okay. Yeah, it's supposed to be 90 for us tomorrow, so down about close to 10. I don't know if they got full. It was supposed to be near 100 or 98 or 99 today, but I don't think it got there. But it certainly is warm in the shack. It's I should have turned the air conditioning on, and here we have it. We just haven't fired it up this year. We're trying to be tough and toughen out. Oh, Judy wants the air conditioning on. I'm sorry, I'm being tough, and she's not.
Well, my missus is like that as well. She's not one for, she's got a little bit more fiber on her than I do. I don't have much around the middle, so she stays warmer a lot longer, but I'm vulnerable.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, well, listen, stick with me, and let's see what I got here. Judy?
177, Bozo, 177. Yep. 68 in.
Okay, I missed the number. Have him say it again.
177. 177.
Oh, okay. Hi, Gary. KE6QR 177, K6MYC. Good evening, Gary.
Good evening. Excellent signal into Vallejo tonight. Solid 5 and 7. This is Bozo 177, Kilo Echo 6, Quebec Romeo. And we've been doing a lot of satellite contacts and making some noise on 6 meters. And life is good. Cooled down quite a bit here from previous 2 days. And things are going well. So have a good net, and we're looking forward to the contest in June there. I will be active on 6 bands, and I will be up on Mount Tamalpais and Mount Vaca.
All right, very good. Tentatively, and this kind of relates to how much company we have. It is Father's Day weekend, unfortunately, and but I'm going to try to do my normal thing. We're changing the format slightly, Gary, so you might be advised of this. If I get on at all, which is likely, but I can't promise because of the company issue. But I'll start at 7 o'clock on Saturday evening, 7 o'clock Saturday evening on 2 meters. And that's a variation from what we've done. And that's just to get heads up the fact that we're going to go on 222, 1296, and 432 right after that. So 7 o'clock, 2 meters, 144, 240, or maybe 200. I don't know. We probably should do it on 200. And then and about a half an hour later, at 7:30, we'll go right to 222.1, and we'll be on there for about a half an hour until we get everybody taken care of. And then we're going to skip over 432 and do it last. And we're going to stick 1296 in there at about 8 o'clock. 8 to 8:30, we're going to try and do 1296, and hopefully we get better propagation earlier than we get later. And then after 1296, we'll go to 432. And we haven't decided whether it's going to be live streamed or not. There's a question mark whether it can be accomplished when Aaron, who does it, is going to be he's going to be roving. He'll be in a roving format. Whether he'll be able to do the stream is a question mark at this point. Maybe Frank will be well by that time, and we can press him into the service. So whether it's streamed or not is a question mark. KE6QR, K6MYC.
Okay, thank you for that, Mike. And I didn't notice, I'm glad you mentioned it, that Father's Day is on the same weekend. Usually it's a week later, but you're right, it's on the 15th. But that's okay, we'll do it. We'll be there, and I'll still get Happy Father's Day from the kids there, one way or another. Anyway, have a great net, and you're sounding good. K6MYC, KE6QR, clear.
Okay, thanks, Gary. Yeah, and that's the only problem. We could have a lot of company, and I probably should be in the house. But we'll play it by ear. I will do my best to be there at 7 to 9. 7-3. K6MYC, going back a little bit to the Bay Area again. WB6JNN or anybody else in the Bay Area. K6MYC, Bozo Net. Check-ins, please.
WB6JNN, tried a couple of times, but you keep getting locals.
Well, that's all right. No, you didn't get locals. I just didn't have the antenna toward you, Jim. Good evening. Good signal now, 285. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's the right number. And, yeah, it was 98 degrees over here yesterday. Today was, like Jim said, moderate. It was probably in the upper 70s. So there you go. And, yeah, very good. And we'll see what we can do about remembering that the contest is on when it's on, and maybe actually get out here before everybody goes to bed. WB6JNN.
That would be good. It's usually good to get on in the first hour of the contest, starting at 11 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. Get on 2 meters and let them know what bands you have, and then I'll kind of be reminding people that will be on later in the evening. And I'm going to come on at 7 o'clock to catch the 2 meter guys one more time and remind them about the upper frequencies. So we'll see what happens, Jim. At 7:30, 222, 8 o'clock, 1296 instead of 432, and 8:30 or so to 9 would be 432. It's adjustable, of course, depending on how many people we have on each band there. Starting at 7 to remind everybody on 144-200, and then 7:30 will be on 222, and then 1296, and then 432. Jim, over.
Yeah, that sounds good. I heard the whole thing earlier. You were strong enough over here. Okay, very good. And 73s, and see who else is around. WDB6, JNN.
Okay, any other check-ins from the Bay Area? KB6BA, K6KLY, KT2G, WDB6WINI.
Kilowatt 9, Zulu, Papa, Yankee. Kilowatt 9, Zulu, Papa, Yankee.
Okay, I missed the call. Kilowatt 9, something, I think it's Tango Sugar Papa, but I'm not sure. Give me the Bozo, over.
Bozo, let's see, 1161, 1161.
1161, very good. And then where are you located? Are you more closer to Sacramento?
I am in Mill Valley, Tiburon, over.
Oh, okay, well then I'm not too far off of you. I could come up a little bit this way and probably improve the signal to you. Anyway, give me the call again. I haven't got it all completely in my head yet. K6MYC standing by. Go ahead.
Okay, K9 Zulu, Papa, Yankee. K9 Z is in Zebra, P is in Peter, Y is in Yankee. Over.
November 9, Zulu, Papa. Oh, K9? K9 Zulu, Papa, Yankee. I got it now. Go ahead. Give me the name.
Hello, Tom. Tired old man. Over.
Gotcha. You're a tired old man, so am I, but my name is Mike. All right. Very good, Tom. Good to hear you. Thanks for checking in here. And look for you in a couple of weeks in the contest. Hopefully you could join us on June 14, 15 for the June ARRL VHF UHF contest. Over.
Oh, okay. I will look for the information on that and turn on my radio that weekend. Over.
Yeah, very good. It would be good to give people contacts, if nothing else. You may not be real active in the contest, but it's nice to get on and give out a few contacts for your grid square. In that contest, you exchange call signs and grid squares only. Over.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I would assume you're in Charlie Mike 87, right?
Actually, running the map. Over.
Okay, I'm assuming you're in Charlie Mike 87, or is it 97? What's your grid there, Tom? No way. Maybe he's not copying me. Somebody ask him what this grid is. What's Tom's grid?
It should be 87.
I thought so. Okay, anybody else in the Bay Area, please? We're missing quite a few. Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie, QRZ. Okay, I'm going to go out to Oakley. Point me, Judy, to 300.
Hey, Mike, did you want to skip over Tom and the guys there in Santa Cruz?
Oh, I could. I could skip over them. Let me go back to 270. Huh?
288.
Let me go back to 275 here, so.
We passed it. 270.
Okay. All right, let's see. KW6S. Well, I don't know. How did I miss you? Meant to go. I guess what happened was the Bay Area was starting to call in, and I just jumped up there and went with the flow. KW6S or AF6 United, K6MYC. Over. That's why I didn't go there.
Yeah, they let me down.
There's always a reason, Rob.
Yeah, I forgot you got ESP, Mike, KM6SR.
Don't you wish. All right, KW6S, KW6 Sugar, AF6 United, Alpha Foxtrot 6 United near Watsonville. No, is it Watsonville? Yeah. K6MYC, Bozo Net, calling and listening. Okay, I'll go back into the Berry at 285. What is that, Judy?
282.
282. 280 something. Good enough. One more call in the Bay Area, right down the pipe. K6MYC, 2-meter Bozo Net, looking right down the middle of the San Joaquin, Santa Clara Valley.
AB6SR.
AB6SR. Good evening, Stan. Great to hear you. 807, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
And have you had a Merlot or an 807 tonight?
Had 2 glasses of Merlot. So, pretty happy with that. I heard you say earlier you had 99 today. We had 96 yesterday, which was the hotter day of the weekend, and today we're back down to 82, so quite comfortable again. House cooling down?
Yeah, it was up there in Fremont. It was in the 70s today for some reason, but Jim reports over in East San Jose he had 90 plus. So it cooled up a little bit for us in the Santa Clara Valley, but Fremont and up there, we must have been getting some ocean breeze there to cool Fremont down. Anyway, it'll be cooler even tomorrow a little bit, and we're expecting to be in the low 90s tomorrow. We were pushing 100 today. Good to hear you, Stan. Great to hear you. 2 or 3 days in a row here. I can't believe it. Go ahead.
Yes, I can't believe it either. So that's how it is. Say hello to Judy. I haven't spoken to her for months. Back to you.
Hi, Stan.
Yes, good to hear you.
Yeah, same here, Stan. All right, take care. Have one more glass of Merlot before you roll into the sheets and say goodnight. See you later. AB6SR, K6MYC. Thank you.
Yeah, there must be somebody else around in the Bay Area.
No, we're not doing too bad, but they're coming in bits and pieces here. Missing a lot of the regulars. Okay, I'm going up to Oakley. Judy, give me 300 degrees. Perfect. N6 Radio Oscar. N6 Radio Oakley. N6 Rodeo from Oakley, K6MYC.
Hee-haw. K6MYC from N6RO, Bozo 835. Located Charlie Mike 97. Temperature range was 58 to 88. We peaked out yesterday at 101, first time over 100. And it's going to be in the mid to upper 80s most of this coming week here, which is sort of good because all of my power line noises will be consistently on, so the RFI guys can work on the line, the old insulators that are causing the problem. I'm getting noise from all 4 quadrants, depending on the temperature and time of day and all that weather-related stuff. And let's see, dinner was scallops from Hokkaido, Japan, and broccoli, and mushrooms and onions and carrots. And let's see, Chardonnay at the moment, sitting by my radio. We installed a new radio at my HF location, which is shared with the 9700. It's a Flex that we got on a bargain price, half price. And now I can have full bore SO2R on 80 and 160, or 80 and any other band. That's the report, and I'll stick by it, N6RO.
Okay, very good. By the way, you might keep an eye out. This little radio is starting to make a stir, and it seems to be a dandy. Viesu has perfected it. apparently. It's called the FTDX1. You know, I've got the FTDX 101. That's what I talk on 40 and the HF bands from the house and 6 meters. And I also, in the shack here, I have the FTDX 10. But now they got the FTDX 101. It covers from 160 through 432. So it's going to be one of those great all-band radios. Unfortunately, it's just 10 watts on the upper bands. I think it's 50 watts on 2 meters, maybe 100 watts on 6, but 50 watts on 2, 25 watts probably on 432. So it's not too bad, but it just does 10 watts, I believe, 10 watts on HF. Over.
Yeah, well, they can just buy a PQL or BICO amplifier to take care of the problem, power problem.
Yeah, I understand. No, everybody that's got one, they sound glorious. We had a guy had 2 of them, or one of them last night, and he was switching back and forth between the FTDX 101 with a good mic that he had tailored to his voice and everything, and up to the FTDX 1, which he was able to drive his amplifier to about 700 watts with the 10 watts. And it sounded better than the FTDX 101. It sounded better, and he said the receiver is just gangbusters better than both receivers that he's got. He's got, one of the guys had an FTDX 10 also, and he said it just outperforms both of them. And it's got a preamp and other things in it that they don't have, noise reduction capabilities better, et cetera, et cetera. So seems like quite a radio. Over.
226 is here.
Sounds like it. One of my operators has a FTDX 101 something or other, 200 watter, and I'm not sure how high in the bands it goes, but he likes it. But we're pretty well sticking with Flex and K3s for the duration here. I retired the 7610 ICOM today. Didn't retire it. It's on the shelf as a backup for any K3 that we can't continue to support. Lots of good radios. Technology keeps getting better, and 6RO.
Well, I wasn't thinking of you as a customer. I was thinking of it just to pass on for other people that might want an all-band radio with everything in it, full lore, with a high power capability. It's about $1,800, and I'm reaching down to get a part of my pen here. It's about $1,500 in the lower power version, and that was what was available when this guy got his. So he didn't get the high-powered HF version. It's just 10 watts everywhere. But they do have a higher-powered version. But receiver-wise, it's still the same. But the nice part about it is physically fairly small and covers all the bands with really, really good capability. So it would do a wonderful job for a guy that's just got to have one radio that does everything. That and a 220 transverter and a 1296 transverter, and you got it wired from 160 through 1296, Ken. Just something to mention to other people that might need something like that. Over.
Yeah, good. And I can pass that on to my operators for their home stations, which they don't have much of antennas, but they do have a radio. Yeah, that's a great price on that FTDX1. Or whatever it is that's just announced. Anyway, we'll just continue with our old radios and our semi-old radios until we need to replace them.
Yeah, well, I don't think it fits your motif very well, unless you were going to do some mobiling or something, or just wanted a general purpose radio that went everywhere, did everything. I'm thinking about one just because of that, but it may be so small that I can't make use of it, so I got to be careful about that. Anyway, thanks, Ken. Ken is here, WA6OIB. Good evening, Ken. I didn't mean to ignore you, but I did want to pass that information on the FTDX1, which you may not have heard of yet. Go ahead, Ken.
Yeah, hi everybody. WA6OIB here, Northern Clovis, number 226. Yeah, no, I've been listening to you for a bit. Yeah, I've got the FTDX 101, the MP, the 200-watt version, and I really like it. I've heard of the one, of course. You know, we've all heard about it, but I don't. I've got the what is the 897 that does all the bands. So I use that for my upper bands if I need to, you know, have it for whatever.
beyond the capabilities of the 9700 up there. But I'd use it on low band basically for FT8. That's my FT8 transmitter transceiver. It works pretty well. So I guess the 991A is a little better, but I'm not gonna continue up that line. But the 101 I like really well. It sure has some nice receivers in it, and it's meets all my needs, that's for sure. And good evening to you up there, Ken. I hope everything's going well up there. Over.
Yeah, fine. Oh, you're really loud here, Ken. A little bit more on mic. Yeah, sounds like a good choice of radio. It's different strokes for different folks. The main reason we upgraded one of my stations to a flex is so I could have SO2R. I'm a freak on SO2R. I have to be able to listen on one band while I transmit on the other, and vice versa. And that's going to be useful for low band contests. I have 160 on one slice and 80 meters on the other at full power. So it's just a rare phenomena that I have changed my setup. Good to hear that Yasu is coming out with good stuff. Anyway, back to you, Mike, and we'll look for you tomorrow on a couple of bands and 6RO.
Yep, okay. And just to reiterate, in the contest weekend, I'm going to start at 7 o'clock on 2 meters to remind everybody that we're going to be doing the upper bands. So 7 o'clock on 2 meters, 144, 200, and then 220 at about 7:30. About 8 o'clock, we'll go to 1296 instead of 432 to get it done earlier while we still have daylight propagation. And then at the end, we'll do 432. But basically all that the same, except I'm adding 2 meters and changing 432 and 1296 rotation. Over.
Yeah, good. Are you going to do a 222?
222 at 7:30, right after we finish with 2 meter announcements.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I missed that. Anyway, I've got to do some rewiring to switch on my control and computer and everything to the 9700. It's right now connected to the Flex. But it's a nice package. It's about 14 inches wide and 12 inches high. One radio sitting on top of the other. Very compact for what it does. See you tomorrow, N6RO.
Yeah, that's one of the things you might want to talk about for your 9700 is getting the Bodnar, Leo Bodnar's package. Ken, you want to give him the quickie update on Leo Bodnar? He needs that. He's drifting. Over.
I have it. It needs rebooting every so often.
Oh, because it's drifting badly. You're up about 50 cycles now.
Yeah, I can see that. And sometimes it comes on okay, but we did a lot of power on and off today, so I need to reset it or kick it in the side.
Yeah, one of the guys said his doesn't pick up the signal from the GPS very good, and he had to put the antenna outside, and that may be your problem too. I don't know. Anyway, we got lots of people to have them here, and we can help you with it if there's any help. But you got good technical people there that should be able to get that thing smoothed out for you. It really helped. Rob put his on the other day, and boy, what a difference. He's locked in now, perfect. Thanks, Ken. 73 N6RO, K6MYC. Anybody else while I point it up this way?
Whiskey Victor Lima.
Yeah, KD6WVL. 1149.
1179.
1179. See, I got you tangled up somehow, John.
Yeah, I don't know. Sounding good tonight. You're about 20 over up here.
You're booming in. We've got to fix that 432, though. It was pukey weak. But, of course, that's a single egg beater, or a whole loop, I should say. But it still should have been a little stronger. I don't know what your power was on 432. Was that 10 or 25 watts?
Well, it's a 70. Oh, no, that's right. It's on the FT847, so I think it's 50. I'm not positive.
No, I think it's 25. FT847 just does 50 watts on 2 meters and 25 on 432. So that's probably most of it, and maybe the feed line loss, or it isn't high enough or something.
Yeah, it's not real high. Tell me, is there a difference between the scloops and the HO loops? I mean, performance-wise?
Well, the scloop was a true reduced-sized loop. It was much smaller. A 432 version of that would have been about 1.5 inches square, as opposed to the size that you have there. The 2-meter scloop was about the same size as, about half the size of a 2-meter whole loop. So you can see, really tiny. 6-meter scloop was about 20 inches to 28 inches on the side or something, very small. So, a scloop was very narrow banded, also had very, very odd characteristics about it. Very good antenna, very efficient, but it was extremely narrow. So when we got a chance, we switched over to the whole loop. Over.
Okay, because I'm got all scloops. I got a couple 6 meters, and I think 2 stack sets, a 2-meter. I was just curious if the upgrade would be worth it, but it sounds like it would.
No. Just stay with that for 432. 6-meter scloop, as I remember, is about 18 inches square, and it's got a black cover on the capacitor portion of it. And the 2-meter one was a little flat pack, about 8 inches square.
Okay, yeah. Like I say, I've got 2 sets of stacked 2-meter scloops, and then I've got 1 scloop up on the house that I don't have a feed line on yet that I'm going to switch over, and then I got another one for mobile.
Okay, good. Alrighty, well, you just need a little more help on 432. You'll work me okay in the contest, but you'll be struggling with other people, I think. So try to get it higher before the contest. You got 2 weeks, maybe you can raise it another 10 feet. That would help probably a lot. Thank you, John. Let you go. KD6 Whiskey Victor Lima, K6MYC, over.
Okay, Mike. Thanks for the info. Good evening to you and Judy. Have a good night. KD6WVL.
Okay. Anybody else while we're pointed this way before we go right into Sacramento and Redding? Okay, nothing heard. Here we go. Okay, KJ6KFB, Darren. KJ6 Kilo Foxtrot Bravo, K6MYC, over. Oh, Darren's off in the woodwork there. He'll pop in a second. KO6KD, K6MYC, Bill.
Yep, I'm here, Mike, KO6KD, number 776 checking in. Darren will not be back until at least next Friday. He's out of town.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned that. Okay, well, we won't worry about getting Daryl 759 and 756 in here then tonight. Very good. I'm sorry about this morning. I overslept. I didn't wake up till 9:45. Over.
Oh, you got a good night's rest then. Yeah, I was a little late myself. And when I got up, I turned the radio on, didn't hear a thing. I couldn't see anybody except one other conversation on the band. Bad band conditions. So I think it was just a wash. Everybody was, I know Phil had to leave early, and you're not there. I guess Bob couldn't find anybody to talk to. The band has just been really bad. Listening to a lot of the solar flux reports, it's really going to be dicey. We may be in for a G5 storm here in the next little bit. It could be real bumpy for the next week or so.
You say it's going to be good or bad?
Very bad.
Okay, well, we'll just have to live with it, I guess. I don't think Bob was there either. He was marginal quickie in and out on Saturday. And he has company. He had company all weekend, different people coming and going. So he was very busy trying to keep everybody entertained and stuff. So I didn't feel too bad about oversleeping. And I was pretty sure we would have pretty poor conditions. I tried to get on last night and work the Africans, and the guys that I normally work at S9 plus 10 to 20 were only S9 and barely, well, they were readable, but the static with S8 in S7, and it made it really, really marginal. So the propagation was terrible. It was okay around the States, but it was just terrible to Africa. Worst I've heard, worst I've seen in months and months, and if not longer. So terrible conditions on 40 in the evenings here. Let you go, Bill. 7-3. I should be there in seeing a reason to be sleeping in again. I was just exhausted yesterday for some reason. I did have a lot of energy today, so I think it paid off to sleep in a little bit in the morning. 73. KO6KD. It sounds like you're sort of, are you pending an exam coming up?
Yeah, there's supposed to be a discussion tomorrow about setting up an appointment to have a home health nurse come out here and snoop around. And if I feel comfortable with that idea, I may have her come out. But we'll wait and see on that. I am very cautious about whom it is I let in this place. I don't know what recording equipment they have and what their actual ideas are, why they're even here. So I'm very, very cautious about that. So I was wondering if there was any activity on the long path on 20 yesterday or today, but apparently there was no go on that. So okay, enough said. 7-3. We'll try it again tomorrow, but I suspect it's going to be very marginal throughout the week, if any at all. 7-3 for now. Good evening, Judy. KO6KD.
Okay, and the long path on 20 on Saturday was okay. Bob lost propagation pretty early, right after 0800 or 8 o'clock our time. But I had propagation, and the guys were peaking S9 for me, and then it sort of went up and down between S7 and S9, but held up pretty well. They said I was still the strongest thing on the band, so I could make it work from here. So the long path was there. It's probably the same today. I would guess it wasn't going to be much different today, but I just didn't wake up at all. I blew it. See you tomorrow and in the morning, perhaps. KO6KD, K6MYC.
Roger, 7-3.
Good night, Bill.
Good night, Judy. Take care.
Okay, let's see. KR6MR. How about you, John?
Yeah, good evening, Mike. K6MYC in the group. KR6MR, Bozo 759, and good evening, Judy, as well.
Good evening, John, she says. Okay. Fine, good signal. Good to hear you. And how's the hip doing, or the point, the joints?
Doing a lot better. I think I'm actually progressing now. As I go up and downstairs, it's not left foot down, your hip hop. Now I can just regular steps, just take it easy. So that's a good move forward. Tonight I was chatting on sideband earlier in the net. I talked with Jay, KE6GLA over in El Dorado Hills. I did not get his Bozo number. Also, Sean, KM6NFO, and KE6RKX, Kim. And they all have Bozo numbers, but I forgot to write them down. Go ahead.
Oh, that's too bad. You got to write down the Bozo numbers. Let's see if we can get Rob. Did you copy those call signs?
Didn't hear the call signs. I heard Jay and Sean.
No, KE6GLA. I think he's 688. But give us the call signs of the other two stations you worked. I don't recognize their Bozos.
Not too loud. Yeah, okay. Kilo Mike 6, November Foxtrot Oscar, and Kilo Echo 6, Romeo Kilo X-Ray.
Yeah, pretty weak. KB6RQU, over.
KB6RQU, I hear Bozo 61 in there. Give him a call, Rob. Stand by, John.
Roger.
Yeah, Rick, we hear you. I got you on the back of my antenna right now there. I'll be down in a bit, over.
Oh, yeah, you're fine. You're 5 and 5 here. Good evening.
And I got your microphone equalizer sold today, $40.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I hear you too, Rick. I hear you. K6MYC. I got a copy and you're checked in. Thank you. Stick around if you can. We'll be your way in about 10 minutes. 73, KB6RQU, Lake Isabella, DMO5, K6MYC. Now, see, he can't hear me. Okay, anyway, thanks for standing by, guys. Now, let's see. KM6, something FO, something FO. I forgot the call with the other check-in there. Do it one at a time for me, John.
Kilo Mike 6, November, Foxtrot, Oscar. His name is Sean. He's in Sacramento.
KM6, November, Foxtrot, Oscar. Kilo Mike 6, November, Foxtrot, Oscar. Rob. And now give me the other call sign. Kilo Echo 6, what?
Kilo Echo 6, Romeo, Kilo X-Ray. His name is Kim, and he's in Pleasant Grove, just south of Sacramento.
Okay, KE6RKX, Radio Kilo X-Ray, Radio Kentucky X-Ray. Rob, over.
Okay, Sean, KM6 NFO is 752.
Okay, we got 752 written down, and the other one is?
I'm looking it up. Hang on.
Oh, a quick note, Sean, KM6 NFO is strictly vertical at this time. He doesn't have a beam.
Roger, roger. Well, maybe he can get horizontal in the next 2 weeks, even if he puts up a quad loop. It would be really helpful for the June contest, over.
Roger, roger.
Are you finding the other one, Rob?
No, it comes up not found. That's Kilo Echo 6, Romeo Kilo Echo?
X-ray.
Oh, that could be it. Okay.
Okay, another note, Mike, on the Leo Bodner, I've got the antenna for my system in the shack sitting top of my equipment rack, and I see a minimum of 15 green signals.
No, I don't know what that means. 15 green signals. What does that mean? Does it blink 15 times a minute?
No, when you open up the software, it shows you the GPS receivers, and there's like, I've got 15 good GPS signals from various satellites.
Oh, yeah, they're all over the place. Yeah, it's the sky is full of them. So yeah, they're amazing. That system works so well. And Ken must have some other problem. He says sometimes it just loses lock, and it doesn't make sense.
He could have a bad coax case. He has to look at his software, the application, and see what his signals are.
I didn't get all of that. You're fluttering badly, and I didn't understand.
I'm sorry. When you open up the application for the Leo Bodner system, at the bottom there's a status screen, and it shows all the different satellites and the signal levels. He needs to look at that to see if he is picking them up. He might have just a bad antenna.
Yeah, he seemed to think he wasn't getting very good signal, and he had to put the antenna outside. I think that was Ken's comment, but I'm not sure now. Anyway, we'll just keep tabs on it. He's got good IT guys there that know what they're doing. He just has to get them in there and work on it, over.
Yeah, if he has an issue, put it inside, set it on top of a cookie sheet, and give it a nice ground plane, and that will really pop the signals up.
I wouldn't doubt it. All right, very good. Thank you, John. And we'll look for you tomorrow down at 6 meters. Let me get moving here. We're getting hot and tired in the shack here. Hi. KM6SRR. Anybody else? Let's see. KE6GLA. How about you, Jay?
Good evening, Mike. K6MYC, KE6GLA here in El Dorado Hills. I'll copy, over.
688. We got you, John. Go ahead.
All right, yeah, it's Bozo 688. Thank you. Good evening. Yeah, just in here this evening. I was talking to John a little bit earlier, as he said, and now hanging out here. It's nice and cool here in the Sacramento area, so not too bad. Getting stuff ready in a couple weeks for the contest, so starting to pull some stuff out and get things ready for that contest coming up here in a few weeks. Other than that, not too much going on. Hope you and Judy do well down there. 73 K6NYC, KE6GLA.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Jay, for information. Thanks for checking in as well, and we'll look for you tomorrow night. You have 222, don't you?
I do have 222. So it's not a good antenna, but we'll try. Every once in a while we get lucky, but we'll try 222 tomorrow.
Okay, we'll make lots of noise up there. Bill can also maybe hear you. KO6KD should be on, and he might be able to hear you from El Dorado Hills on 222. So if nothing else, check in with Bill if you can get to him. Over.
We will do that. We'll check in. We'll do it. Thank you very much.
Alrighty. 7-3, you're fading way down on that one. A tough copy. 73's for now. Anybody else before I go to Reading, K6MYC, Bozo Net.
AJ6QS.
AJ6 Queen Lima. Let's see, 1031. Good evening, George.
Yes, good evening, Mike, and good evening, Judy. Yes, 1031 is okay, but I don't want to hold you up because it's almost 9 and you still have to do Reading and Nevada. Over.
Yes, I do. But thank you thank you for that thought, George. And good to hear you. Good strong signal tonight. No problem copying whatsoever.
Yeah, even though I'm only running 100 watts, but it seems to work. Yeah, thank you, Mike, and good evening to both of you, and stay cool, AJ6Q.
Oh, that's a low. We can stay cool if we're in the house. We got the air conditioning running finally. 73.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, 73, Mike.
73, George. K6MYC clear. Now I'm going up to Reading. Charlie November 80, Reading, KD6 Sugar Whiskey, over.
KM6SR.
Okay. Bozo 884.
KD6
Shortwave Reading, number 145, over.
Yeah, and I heard two of you in there, 145, and I think I heard Phil, 884. Was that you, Phil?
Roger, 884, WB6GGY.
Okay, we got you, Phil. Thank you, and thank you for chatting with Julie for a few minutes on the butt dial, so to speak. I wonder why you were calling me. I thought that was Bandis open, so I raced into 6 meters, and it was dead as a stone. So Judy was just keeping you company there. I'm glad that worked out. Thank you.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, Judy had a fun time with you there, Phil. 145, we've got you. A good signal tonight, Rich, and hopefully we'll be able to copy. How was your temperatures? We were just about 100 today, over.
I don't think we got quite that hot today. We were in the 90s, though. It was a typical Reading kind of day, a bit on the breezy side. In fact, the wind is coming up again right now. I thought tomorrow was supposed to be a hotter day. Oh, boy. Be looking forward to that. Over.
Well, in some parts of the Bay Area, it was cooler cooler today. Overall temperatures were cooler in the Bay Area, but about the same here. So who knows from one area to the other? It varies a lot with the fog. Some of the guys are reporting 50 and 51 degrees if they live on the coast and get the fog, over.
Yeah, well, during the middle of summer, I wouldn't mind having some of that temperature, but right now it's not too bad. The swamp cooler's working. I replaced the water pump in it, so she's working good. I'm ready for it. Bring it on.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, that's what I'm going to have to do. I think I got one of my swamp coolers. The water pump's not working, but in the meantime, the air conditioning is keeping us alive, and we've got enough solar and batteries now to keep the air conditioning running all night if we have to. All right, 7-3. Let me see if I can get Jerry in here. KO6HS, Kilo Oscar 6 Hotel Sugar, K6MYC. Jerry?
Roger, KO6HS 230. Got a good signal down here tonight. Got some wind static here, but I got the noise blanker on to take that out. But otherwise, a pretty good copy. Over.
Yeah, pretty good copy. You're not bodacious, but very Q5. Jerry, both you and Rich are very solid tonight, but not strong, but very steady. and easy copy. He's 230 and Rich was 145. Okay, and I guess your temperatures are not much more than ours. Sometimes you guys just put us to shame here, but so far we're hanging in there. Over.
That's Roger. Yeah, we had a couple 100-degree days here. It was 100 the last couple days, but today only hit 95, so we took a break to only 95, but we're expecting 100 for probably the next week, so it's going to be warming up, and it's going to be nice and warm for us. Have to make some use of the pool, or...
Yeah, okay. Well, at least you got one cool day. We're looking for one of those coming up here, maybe in the next day or two. That would be very worthwhile. Although I'm okay at 100 bracket. When it gets to be 105 to 110, I start to shorten my work days. Over.
Yeah, shorten it considerably, or else get up early and take advantage of the overnight lows, which are supposed to be only 70 tonight. So, yeah, we'll have a little bit of coolness in the first couple of hours in the morning, but after that, no more outside work. Over.
Yeah, that's what you have to do. Unfortunately, this morning I slept till 9:30, so I missed that cool morning. I stepped outside last night, though, at 11 in the evening, or a little bit after 11, and it was still at about 85 out there, very hot. So the air conditioning was still cooking in the house here to keep us at 78. Hi. 7-3, Jerry, great to hear you. We're going to move. We're going to get out of the hot shack here. We're out in the barn, and we forgot to turn on the air conditioning. We'll have to do that on Tuesday night when we come back in here. Hi. 7-3, KO6HS, 7-3, K6MYC.
Okay, real good. Yeah, nice copy here. All right, 73, and we'll catch you next time, KO6HS.
Thank you, Jerry, and up to you, Rich, for a final. Go ahead.
I don't think I could add too much to that. I'm not looking forward to 100-degree weeks coming up here, but what the heck are you going to do? Sit back and enjoy the ride. 73, Mike, KD6 shortwave in Reading.
Yeah, thank you, and we did not hear you on 432 last week. I think I had somebody stand by for you, but I don't think, I know that I had Dennis turn around and call you, but we did not hear you on 432, or at least Dennis didn't indicate that he had you. But we'll look for you tomorrow on 6. We'll look for you on 6 meters. KD6SW, 73 to you, Jerry, K6MYC, clear and probably going to Nevada. All right, anybody else before I go to Nevada? K6MYC, Bozo Net, Sacramento Valley.
KM6SRR.
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, that one call sign that John wanted us to find, I couldn't find him at all. It's Kilo Echo 6, Romeo Kilo X-ray?
Yeah, that's what we got, KE6RKX. John, can you confirm that one more time? We can't find him as a bozo. I guess John has wandered back downstairs.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get to you, but you were talking, so I couldn't get on there before he left. I looked him up on QRZ. He's in Pleasant Grove. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's where he was. The right one. So it's the right guy. His name was Leon or something. I didn't pay much attention to his name, but I think he did say Pleasant Grove or something Grove, so that must be it.
Yeah, his name is Kim S. Schneidel.
Yeah, Kim. Kilo India, Mike?
QSL.
Okay. Judy's making a note of it, and we'll keep an ear out for him. Maybe John will get him again, and maybe we can talk him into getting the bozo number.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
All righty. Oh, we got him written in anyway, so we can say that he checked in, KE6RKX. And we'll go from there. Anybody else before I go to Nevada? Okay, heading to Nevada. Here we go. Okay. KD6BQ, Richard, KD6 Bravo Queen, KD6BQ, K6MYC. Oh, no Richard tonight. But Larry, N7 Whiskey Tango. Getting after 9 o'clock, that's the problem. KE7 UQL. How about you, Daniel?
272 is here, over.
We got you. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Yes, looking forward to the contest. Over.
Yeah, your short transmissions don't give me a chance to even write your numbers down. Yeah, we are too. And again, one last time, I'm going to do the thing. I think did I pass on to you my schedule, tentative schedule for Saturday night, Daniel? Over?
Yes, Roger. We're ready for you. Over.
Okay, good. I won't bother to go through it again then. Very good. I don't hear Dennis. I don't hear Richard, and I did not hear Larry. Let me just see. Stan, are you here? K7SUN by any chance? Over. Okay, no Stan either. So I think I could try for N7 Victor Alpha Zulu, N7 VAZ, N7 Victor Alpha Zulu, Eric, N7 Victor Alpha Zulu in Reno, K6MYC, over. Well, it looks like he's still gone on the trip there. Okay, I did not hear Larry, and I did not hear Richard. Does that confirm what you see, Daniel?
Yes, Roger. They are quiet tonight. Over.
Yeah, they are quiet. Okay, everybody's resting. How was your temperatures up there today? Over.
Oh, today was great. Upper 80s, a little breeze, very comfortable. Over.
Yeah, very good. We were just under 100 here, so it's kind of typical for our time of the year here. Thank you very much, Daniel, and we'll see you tomorrow night on 222, and then subsequently. Hi. Take care, my friend, and thank you very much for holding up your end of the bargain there in Nevada. KE7UQL, K6MYC.
Roger, KE7UQL, 73. See you on Tuesday. Over.
73. Okay, I guess we could go back to the Bay Area. I'll probably pick up a few more there. I got WB6WNI would be there. Let me go there quickly, Rob, and then we'll close it.
Whiskey 6, Papa Echo.
Papa Echo, I got you in there earlier, of course, but good signal. Go ahead, Mike.
Whiskey 6, Papa Echo.
Go ahead, Mike.
Okay. Yeah, you were going to forget me again. Yeah, not too much to say at this time. It's about my bedtime, but I wanted to do at least to stay up till you wanted to beam up this way.
Yeah, well, you're way up in frequency or way low in frequency because you're high pitched. You might want to drop your frequency by about 70 hertz or raise it by 70 hertz, one or the other, to get matched up with my tone here. Just match up my frequency, my voice, making it normal, and then you'll be fine. Over.
Does this sound any better now?
Yeah, you're still a tad off, but close enough.
Well, I'll drop it down a little bit more. Is this any better?
Yeah, now you're a man.
Okay, yeah, and your pitch is higher than normal, so my radio's doing weird stuff tonight.
Oh, you mean my pitch is higher than normal? That's probably because, I won't even go into that.
Yeah, no, it just is what it is, but oh well. Anyway, you have a good evening, and I'm going to head on to bed. I got an early day tomorrow. W6PE.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm already putting you to bed. Good evening, Mike. Thank you. And I didn't forget you, but I had you logged in already, so that's why you got to remind me when you get up there that you're still there. I don't mind being reminded, but I might do that regularly. Once I get people checked in, I tend to close them out of my mind so I can concentrate on who's new and who's next. 7-3. I'm going to the Bay Area.
Okay, sounds good. Well, in that case, next time I check in and make the contact early, I'll just go ahead and head on to bed. Anyway, you take care, Mike. Have a great evening. 73 W6PE clear.
Well, that's your option. You can always go to bed if you
go to bed.
Yeah, let him go to bed. Let him go to bed, Judy said. All right, 7-3. Tell me about 285 here, Judy. 285.
Oh, that looks like 285, W6PQL.
Yeah, there you are, W6PQL, right at you. I'm kind of keeping her out for Gary, WB6WNI, or anybody else over there, KB6BA, WB6WNI, KT2G.
WB6WNI.
Ah, there he is. Hi, Gary, 1090. Good to hear you.
Yeah, nice evening. We just was visiting my grandson and daughter. And so we just got back, turned the radio on. I'm glad we did miss you. And yes, tomorrow night, let's see what happens, Mike. Stand by for another 6-meter beam test. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. I think we'll make it with you tomorrow night. Sound like you got the thing working now. I don't know why we missed you last week, or if we did, we didn't. We might have just timed it out wrong or something. 7-3, Gary, thanks for checking in. And see if there's anybody else here. We do have to go south for Porterville and a couple of others here, just on the outside chance that they're there. But we're tired. We want to get in the house where it's cooler. Hi. WB6WNI, thanks, Gary. K6MYC.
I got something for you, Mike.
Talk to you tomorrow night.
Go ahead, Jim.
Yeah, it's about the Leo Bodnar GPS unit. I had one that was, one of mine was unlocking, or not, you know, when you shut things off and turned it on again, it would not come back and lock on the correct frequency. There are two solutions to that. The first one is to leave it on all the time. But the second one, and the more preferable one, if you've got good satellite reception, is to upgrade the firmware. You can go on Bodnar's website and get the latest firmware for it and just flash the unit with the updated BIOS, and that usually cures all ills.
Okay, well, I'll pass that on to Ken tomorrow night when we talk to him on 222. You might remind me of that. Download the latest software and boot her up once again, and it should be okay. Over.
Yeah, they've got a little monitoring program that you can use to command it to have a different, a different output frequency and so forth. That's different than what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a firmware update, but I'll remind you tomorrow.
And of course, you can always go off frequency with Ken. If he turns toward you, you could fill him in on that. Although I don't think he does his own stuff, so it's probably more important that he pass on some rudimentary information on to his IT guys.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying there. That's probably right. Well, I'm working on my 220 amplifier. It's almost done. I've probably got a day's worth of work on it. I might have it done in time to actually get on the air with it tomorrow. So I'll concentrate on that. I wish I had an extra day, but I'll just hurry up and get it done. 7-3.
Okay, well, good luck with it. I have one over here that I could loan you.
Yeah, it's pretty bad when the shoemaker doesn't have any shoes, isn't it?
That's terrible. All right, Ken, Jim, 7-3. Have a good day tomorrow. Good luck, and I hope things go speedily, and you don't have any pitfalls. Over.
Yeah, these are pretty trouble-free. 2 meters and 222. They give me the least amount of headaches. It's usually I've wired something wrong if that one doesn't work, but it'll be fine. I'll see you tomorrow.
All righty. Anybody else in the Bay Area? QRZ, K6MYC. Late checks or missed? Kilowatt 6 Mike Yankee Charlie Bozo Net. Nothing heard, Rob. Let's go to Porterville.
Yeah, I'm down there. KE6B, excuse me, KB6RQU. Rick, you still on? KB6RQU, KM6SRR. Well, I don't know how to get his money to him. KE6BK, Eddie, you on tonight for the 2-meter Bozo Net? KE6BK, KM6SR, and K6MYC standing by.
Eddie must have folded up to the heat there. KE6BK, Eddie, if you're there, come on in. Otherwise, we know what you're doing. You're pouring ice water over your head. K6MYC. I think he's not going to make it, Rob. Okay, let's get a count. What do you got, Judy? 35.
There's one guy I missed. I think you called him out as John. Was that 1190?
1179 KD6 Whiskey Victor Lima.
No, I got him. That was earlier. This John came right after Rick called in there, and just before George, AJ6QL.
Okay. Well, there's John KR6MR.
Yeah, I was after him.
He gave us those two other guys, and then I don't think there was anybody. Who was it? Oh, okay, E6GLA.
No, that's Jay. No, I was after him. The only John I was looking up was John down in Clovis, I think.
I don't think so. I didn't hear him.
Who was before George, AJ6QL?
Well, that was the Kim one that we don't have a number for.
Yeah, and Rick was right after Kim.
Rich, 145 in Reading, and then 230 in Reading, Jerry.
Yeah, I got those. It was before them. Okay, I'll just figure I overheard something that wasn't there.
Yeah, it's not ringing any bells here. Oh, I know who it was. It was Phil, 884.
No, I got him. He came in after Rich and before Jerry.
Yeah, right in between there. Okay.
No, skipping that bogus John and including the guy without a Bozo number, I have 36.
I might have forgotten one. I'm sure your numbers are right, Rob, so let's go with your 36.
What did you have, 35?
Yeah.
Did you include that guy, K6NYC, in there?
Yeah, he's in there, that Bozo, that 47 guy that's got the same number as the president.
Yeah, the head Bozo.
Yeah, I'm the head Bozo here, and he's the head Bozo over there, and hoping he can sort out this Iranian thing. I think they have to have a couple of Moabs shoved up their ass, don't you?
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Well, they're cheating on everything they're doing over there. Now they've got 2 times more enriched than they had 3 months ago when he was starting negotiations. So they're cheating like hell.
Yeah, that's the way they do things.
Well, yeah, but it's got the people that are really aware of this stuff. This is the way World War II started. Same kind of thing, and a lot of people warning, and a lot of people not listening. Same kind of rhetoric in the beginning, and it's not good. These guys will do what they say they'll do.
Okay, I'm kind of lost. Explain it to me again. Which guys?
Iranians. They've got twice as much enriched uranium now at 50% or stronger than they had 3 months ago. So they got almost 10 somethings of enriched uranium, which is only used for bombs. For normal home use and nuclear power plants and stuff, you only need 3 or 4% enrichment.
Yeah, I thought we could depend on Israel to take care of that.
Well, we have bombers on the ground in Israel, and they're loaded up with Moabs. You know what a Moab is, don't you?
Is that one of those bunker busters that goes through lots of earth?
A mother of all bombs.
Oh, the one that Saddam Hussein experienced.
By the bed, yeah. Anyway, yeah, we have something, and then we have another one. There's another thing that comes out of space called the golden rods, and they can go 200 or 300 feet, 300 feet into the ground, and they come out of space with very, very high velocity. Over.
Yeah, I think I heard they just developed something that goes a lot deeper and works real good.
Now, that's it. So I'm sure Trump is letting it go as long as he possibly can, but I think it's just a waste of time. Yeah, Judy's going to call Trump and jack him up a little bit, over.
There you go. Go, Judy.
Go, Judy, yeah. All right. I know Aaron's listening in the background. Aaron, 73's to you. Thanks much. We'll see you tomorrow night. K6USY and 1100. Good night, Rob. See you tomorrow. K6MYC.
Alrighty, good night, Mike, and good night, Judy. We'll catch you guys on 220 and 6 meters tomorrow night. And yeah, Mike, as of right now, I will be doing the roving thing out in the desert. I booked a hotel for Saturday night, so I don't have to come home immediately. So I hope to be on the hill with John for Saturday night when you're doing your thing. So hopefully we'll work you on a couple bands. K6USY.
Yeah, okay, that'll be fun.
Good night, all. WA60IV.
Yeah, good night, Ken. You were quiet tonight. You didn't break in. You could have done it any time, but we didn't have much from Nevada.
Well, I was listening. I was here. I just, my help wasn't needed, so I just be quiet.
All right. Good night, all. K6MYC. 2-meter Bozo Net is now officially closed in the Northern California sector.
WA6IV, KM6SRR.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Ken. Can I give you a call? I got a bunch of questions for you.
Oh, jeepers. I'm heading into the house right now. Gwen's getting ready to go to bed pretty quick, so give me a little while.
Okay, you want to call me then?
Call you then? I thought you were Rob, not then.
Call me after your things quiet down. You said Gwen's going to bed and everything, that you wanted me to call you later?
You can call me anything you want.